Hi, this is Chris at Chris Swift Studio. Today we're going to be going over the little known but extremely useful timeline index. The timeline index can be found right down here. The timeline index is a database of everything on your timeline, absolutely everything, including markers and transitions and titles. And here I've got all selected, and this is everything that's in my timeline. Now I can, this was shot on an iPad, so the video clips are actually being named IMG, but these are video clips. I've got music here, a voiceover here, transitions, and this shows it all to me. Now it's pretty easy to filter these things. If I come down and click video, I can see only the video clips on my timeline, or only the audio, or only the titles. Click all again. Also, I have tags on here. If I want to click on the tags, here are all the tags. I've placed keywords on the clips in the event browser before I brought them into the timeline, and this blue line is an indication that this one has keywords on it. So now, if I want to find a keyword Nick, you can see the playhead jumps to the first instance of that clip, and there's Rinny and Uncle Bob and Hector clip, and I also have a chapter marker here. I can click, and again the playhead jumps to where that chapter marker is. I also have a to-do marker, and there that guy is. That's pretty useful also. And roles, if I want to click on roles, I've got video and titles and dialogue and music. Now, this is very useful for very complicated projects. If you've got sort of simple projects, the timeline is, the timeline index is less valuable to you. But the more complicated your timeline becomes, the longer it is, and the more layered it is, it can get insane in trying to find something. And this is where the timeline index comes in handy. No other nonlinear editor on the market as of this moment has the timeline index, but it is so useful on these complicated projects that I'm sure things like Premiere Pro will be getting this pretty soon. As of now, nobody else has it. Okay. Now, if I want to, useful for finding clips, and also useful for renaming. If I wanted to rename this clip, all I do is just click on it and give it a new name. And it will automatically be renamed the clip wheel in the timeline. Okay, let's go back to the tags for a second. And here I have a to-do marker, which is located right here. These to-do markers, we'll have another video called markers, which is going to go through all this stuff, regular old markers, to-do markers, chapter markers, how you use them, what you do with them. But these are extremely valuable. If you're in the middle of editing and all of a sudden you get a telephone call and you have to go away, you can't do what you want, you're just about ready to do, then set a to-do marker. And this to-do marker is called trim end to here. So now, after I come back from doing what I have to do, I can get right to what I need to do, trim it right to there. And then what I can do is look for my trim to end. I've done it. Click on that. It goes away, and the marker, the to-do marker, turns green. Job done. Pretty good. And I can go back and see this one trimmed to end. It's got a green one, so I know I've done it. I can again search for my chapter markers, and I can search for just the keywords that I've placed on the clips. Where are those clips that I've keyworded? If I go back to all clips, again, I can search. For example, I've got a few transitions in here, a few dissolves, and I want to go back and remember exactly where all the cross-dissolve transitions are. Just type in DISS, it'll automatically come up and show me where each one of my cross-dissolves are. Now, let's highlight this first cross-dissolve, and let's say, okay, I've gone back and reviewed it, and I want a different kind of transition. Go back to the transitions browser, and let's say I want a 3D rectangle there. Just simply double click, and it will become a cross dissolve, and or sorry, 3D rectangle. Now, easy to get back to that. There it is. That transition has now changed. Pretty good. So you can change the names of these things easily. In terms of the transitions, it's very easy to switch from one transition to another transition. It's fantastic in finding all sorts of stuff. And also, let's say you're working on a project where the producer or your client wants to review, but they don't want to see any of the titles. Then what you do is just simply unclick titles from here. And you can see the titles all became gray, so that when you do play back, you're not going to see the titles. And you can selectively do this with everything. If you don't want to hear the dialogue, take that out. You can see the waveform in the dialogue of the video clips grays out. That will not be heard. Turn that off. The music won't be heard either, and now you can only see the video. So this is a great way to selectively filter the playback of your timeline. Go back to all clips. You can also place notes next to anything you want. Just simply click in there, click a couple of times, place any kind of note for yourself as a reminder or something else. Okay, that's just about it. There are all my titles again. Okay, good. Great. The timeline index is really fantastic, but again, very useful if you've got just a timeline that's just getting a little unwieldy. Good luck with that and have fun. We'll see you later.